Let's see, page 180. The cause of the journey to Calais. In short space thereafter, Thomas Wolsey, now cardinal and legate of Attire, and greatly desirous to be pope also, thought it exceedingly expedient for his many secret purposes to bring our king and the king of France that is now together, both to make a perpetual peace and amity between them, and that while the two kings and their lords dallied together, the great cardinals and bishops of both parties might betray them both, and the emperor and all Christian kings thereto. Then he made a journey of gentlemen arrayed all together in silk, so much as their very shoes and lining of their boots more like their mothers than men of war. Yea, I am sure that many of their mothers would have been ashamed of so nice and wanton array. Howbeit they went not to make war, but peace for ever and a day longer. But to speak of the pompous apparel of my Lord himself and of his chaplains is passeth the 12 apostles. I dare swear that if Peter and Paul had seen them suddenly and at a blush, they would have been harder of belief that they or any such should be their successors than Thomas Didymus was to believe that Christ was risen again from death. When all was concluded between the King of France and ours that Thomas Wolsey had devised, and when the prelates of both parties had cast their pennyworths against all chances and devised remedies for all mischiefs, then the right reverend father in God, Thomas Cardinal and Legate, would go to see the young emperor newly chosen to the room, and have a certain secret communication with some of his prelates also, and got him to Bourges in Flanders, where he was received with great solemnity, as belongeth unto so mighty a pillar of Christ's church, and was saluted at the entering into the town of a merry fellow, which said, Salve Rex Regis tui ante regi su. Hail both king of thy king and also of his realm. And though there were never so great strife between the emperor of them both, and finally brought the emperor to Calais to the king's grace, where was great triumph and great love and amity shewed on both parties, insomuch that a certain man marveling at it asked the old bishop of Durham how it might be that we were so great with the emperor so shortly upon so strong and everlasting a peace made between us and the Frenchmen, the emperor and the king of France being so mortal enemies. My lord answered, that it might be well enough if he wist all, but there was a certain secret, said he, whereof all men knew not. Yea, verily, they have had secrets this 800 years, which though all laymen have felt them, yet few have spied them, save a few Judases, which for lucre have been confederate with them to betray their own kings and all other. Then we were indifferent and stood still, and the emperor and the French king wrestled together, and Ferdinand the emperor's brother, won Milan of the Frenchmen, and the emperor Tournay, our great conquest, which yet after so great cost in building a castle, we delivered up again to the Frenchmen in earnest and hope of a marriage between the Dauphin and our princess.